Athlete support personnel make up an important part of the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission JADCO's target audience, and so the Commission continues to ensure open and frequent dialogue is facilitated with individuals in this group. The flagship communication activity with members of this target audience is the annual JADCO Symposium. The most recent symposium was held at the Jamaica Conference Center on January 28, 2016, under the theme Assessing the Impact of the 2015 World Anti-Doping Code.
While our athletes may be considered our primary target audience, we have to ensure that support personnel are just as knowledgeable about anti-doping if we are to keep on top of our game here in Jamaica. After all, you are the ones on the front line. Therefore, you are in the best position to influence the day-to-day choices of athletes, and you too can be held accountable if you assist or help to cover up anti-doping rule violations committed by athletes. We need all hands on deck to protect the integrity of sport.
Members of sporting associations and federations, professional groups, school principals, physical education teachers, and other secondary and tertiary school representatives turned up at the symposium to discuss issues related to the World Anti-Doping Code. In 2015, there was also a strong focus on the code, and the decision to continue that dialogue was deliberate.
Specific focus 2 years in a row was necessary, we thought, because it's a new code, and so there are two additional anti-doping rule violations from the code of 2009. So we felt that it's very important that we reinforce what is necessary so persons understand and are clear, and if they were not clear, they would have the opportunity to ask questions so we could bring clarity.
Guest speaker at the symposium, David Thomas, president of the Jamaica Badminton Association, reinforced the need for athlete support personnel to work with the Commission to ensure they are knowledgeable about the rules and are able to apply them to their sporting practices so they can avoid sanctions.
Your responsibility, my responsibility as an administrator, your responsibility as a player or an athlete or a support person is to know the code. Even if you don't know the code, you are accountable to the code.
He also spoke about the measures the Jamaica Badminton Association implemented to collaborate with JADCO throughout the course of the year.
We give JADCO access to all our events. When JADCO says, what events are you having? We give them the whole calendar for the year. They can come and they can set up, they can educate, they can decide if they want to do testing. Because it's important to us that whoever steps on the court is ready and that player is not inspired by anything else but normal inspiration. So we asked them to do our own little symposiums in which we invite all the connected parties. And we listen to what the process is like, what has to happen so that people know it.
If you think we need that thing to make me go a lead, just go lead.
This year's symposium also included presentations on the role and responsibilities of JADCO, the doping control process, as well as the importance of filing whereabouts information. The submission of whereabouts information is a critical responsibility of athletes who are in the registered testing pool, the group of top-level athletes who are subject to both in and out of competition testing. Carey Brown, Executive Director, led the afternoon session, an open-floor discussion which focused on the importance of filing whereabouts information and the consequences faced by athletes who are delinquent in submitting this information.
We want athlete support personnel to, as their names say, support their athletes in all their endeavors. And one of the critical things is filing whereabouts, because it is whereabouts information that gives us the data that we know we are able to go to do testing unannounced, and again protect the integrity of the sport. So they have a role to play of reminding their athletes as well, because they might be caught up in training, but you just need that little reminder so that they know that they have other responsibilities as an athlete, as a professional athlete or an amateur athlete, to make sure that they are staying true to their sport.
The participants at this year's symposium left with a wealth of information which they were eager to share.
I learned a lot about filing whereabouts information. I personally did not know that it was that serious a violation. And I also learned the different ways, different methods that one can file your whereabouts.
whereabouts is something that makes the athlete accessible. It shows that the athlete is willing to be tested at any point in time, and this helps to remove some of the stigma that we have on our athletes, where we say that we can't find them or they are averse to being tested and so on.
I will in all ways encourage all my athletes to attend, because doping is very, very, very a very serious thing, and all our athletes have to be cognizant of what's happening.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission committed to the fight against doping in sport. For more on the work of JADCO, contact their office at 529 South Odeon Avenue, Kingston 10, telephone 929-3500, or log on to www.jadco.gov.jm. Feel free to also visit their Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter pages.